Hello, everyone, and welcome to some Hearts of Iron 4 Star Wars Executor. I know it's probably been a while since you've seen this mod, but someone updated it a little bit back, and now it's playable again, and even has some new content. So let's give this a go and see how it goes. Introduction: the Executor was barely off the Kuat slipways when we took her out. Her hull crowded with high officers of the Imperial Army and Navy for what was meant to be a grand tour. The jump to Fondor should have lasted hours. Instead, the ship was wrenched from hyperspace into a gravitation well of an unknown world and dragged towards its surface. Only the skill of the command crew, riding the falling engines across open deserts, spared us a watery grave. So now we must decide who shall lead us in this new world. Either Darth Vader or Tarkin. We are going to put Vader in charge because, you know, I trust him. He seems professional. Alright, so to start with, we have no industry, minus 30% consumer goods, minus 30% production efficiency cap, and minus 30% civilian factory construction speed. We have stranded, minus 20% stability. We have Imperial military, which gives us some stability, planning speed, and command power gain. And then we have Ruined Executor, which gives us minus 50% political power gain, plus 25% division trading time, minus 50% factory output, minus 50% planning speed, and minus 30% military factory construction speed. We also only have one division to start with, the 501st Legion, which are, they're pretty good. They're a bunch of stormtroopers. They're professionals. We have a relatively big focus tree. I know there's some new stuff around, apparently. Yes, right here. This is new. They didn't have this before, I think. Oh yeah, there's Navy now, too. They did Navy stuff now. But to start with, let's deploy the stormtroopers. We have been stranded, our ship has been disabled and near destroyed in a seemingly endless desert. With no knowledge of our surroundings, we must deploy our stormtrooper regiments immediately and assess our situation to find out if this planet is hostile. We also have unique technologies. All of our techs are unique. Well, not here, but everything else is relatively unique. We also have a navy thing, which is cool. It looks a little basic, but you know, it's still unique, and I like that. Naval support, yeah. This is all new stuff. Cool. Imperial power. With Lord Vader taking the helm of the Executor, the subjugation of this world is no longer in question. Yet the men feel the weight of it. They know the atrocities they will commit in his name, the assaults that will thin their ranks, and the cold truth that many of them will never see home again. Let's hope we survive this. Alright, we get 4 more stormtrooper divisions. They're okay. Oh yeah, and our rifles deal a fair... I can't see them. I need to go to the tech tree. Our rifles, to start with, deal a good amount more damage and have more breakthrough than base game stuff. Also, our artillery, or not artillery, our air, our gunships deal so much cast damage. They deal 75 ground attack at tier 1, which is just... It's terrifying and beautiful. Alright, we get a bunch of resources in Kuwait, which will be quite nice. There we go. Ton of minerals. That will help us. Alright, our stormtroopers, yeah, they're just gonna mop the floor with these guys. I'm sorry, Iraq, but it wasn't in the cards for you, buddy. To no one's surprise, Iraq died in 5 seconds. What a shocker. Star chart misalignment. Charting our position, the navigation officers are wholly at a loss. Our course ran from Kuwait drive yards to Fondor. The best reckoning is that we overshot the hyperspace route and slipped into the unknown regions. Yet no star chart we hold comes near to matching the sky above us. Where are we? Naturally, the Empire is going to crack down on Kurdish separatism. Into Saudi Arabia we go. Iraq is no more. The nation of Iraq has ceased to exist. A foreign power has begun reconstructing its government by force, claiming to be claiming to belong to some extraterrestrial regime. A claim the populace meets with an open skepticism. After all, these so-called off-worlders look entirely human. For all anyone can tell, they're a cult that has seized power in the Middle East. They don't look like aliens to me. Reconstruction discovery. Picking through the wreckage, our engineers have found troubling inconsistencies. The shield generators were incomplete, and the relativistic generator fitted to every hyperspace-capable vessels were wholly inadequate for a ship of the Executor's mass. We must investigate further before drawing conclusions, for the implications could be grave. This can't be good. And there goes Saudi Arabia at long last. Now we can do establish supply lines, which will give us cores on all of Saudi Arabia. We also got cores on all of Iraq as well. Phase 2. We have wrung enough manpower and raw materials for this from the surrounding lands to begin true reconstruction of the Executor. With proper efforts underway, sections of the ship sealed off and impassable since the crash can at last be reopened and put to use. This will replace ruined Executor with reconstruction site, which will give us it'll take away a good amount of the Executor's debuffs and make it significantly less bad for us. Alright, now with Phase 2 complete, we can begin reconstructing the ship, war plans, which will allow us some additional expansion, logistical review, which will, let us build up our economy, and it gives us access to our military tree over here, which I believe, once we restore the Bacta tanks, we get Grand Admiral Thrawn into our army. Realization. With the shielding so inadequate, our best calculation place us between 13 and 15 million light years from the nearest recognizable galaxy, and even those are distorted. As though we viewed them across thousands of years, the conclusion is unfathomable. We will never see our homes again, and were we somehow to return, 1,000 years and more would have passed. Everyone we know is gone. Well, we're gonna have to make a general announcement about this. We shouldn't hide the truth after all, we're the only Imperials left. General announcement. It is only just that we share what we have learned with every Imperial. For the fate falls on all of us alike. We are stranded, every one of us. This will break many, and some men will collapse entirely. Yet, this is our reality now. Everything we once knew is gone. We must face this together. And we now have general announcement, which gives us minus 20% division, attack, and defense. That's not great. The Empire expands. The Middle East has an emerging power on its hands. Both Iraq and Saudi Arabia have fallen to a new expansionist government that speaks of establishing order. Only the Turkish government stands in a position to check it, and even then it is doubtful any nation would intervene and risk another world war. What about imperial attacks on minor nations? Nice, I get some political power. The Great Depression. A Great Depression has spread amongst our ranks. Reasonably so. Men sit in base camp not performing their duties, laying in barracks, remembering times long gone. Officers give no orders, drinking themselves to death. Even our general staff walk in a haze, inefficiently delegating tasks and overseeing reconstruction. The situation is dire. Adds Great Depression, which grants daily political power minus 50%. Daily political power gain minus 0.5. Division organization minus 35%, and construction speed minus 20%.
That's rough, buddy.
Vader's War. Darth Vader intends to show our men that despite being the only Imperials remaining, we are still Imperials. We carry the torch of the Empire, and must begin again, forming an empire capable of the English, damn you! The grandeur of the Empire of old, in conquering not only this world, but spreading among the stars once again. The Empire lives on. Add territorial ambitions, which grants minus 1% non-core manpower, plus 20% division attack and defense. It also increases world tension by 5%. Alright, with the colonial agreement, as you can see, we've annexed a bunch of, territories in the region, which is very nice. They should be our cores, I think. That's what it said. Yeah, again, it gives me cores and all that. Very nice. We also get a bunch of decisions to intimidate Oman, intimidate Yemen, invade some other Middle Eastern powers, and we get decisions to integrate territories, which I will, yeah, I'll do that, I guess. I'll integrate Syria. And I will intimidate Oman and Yemen. Alright, we're invading Iran. How topical. Alright, there we go. Iran has been conquered. Now we gotta go invade Afghanistan. That's gonna be, it's gonna be fun. War is a success. Our campaign of conquest has succeeded, and faith in the Empire burns bright among the men of the Executor once more. They believe again that all is not yet lost. That, though we will never see our home again, we may yet build a home here. The natives, for their part, grow uneasy at our renewed ambition. Victory for the Empire. Remove territorial ambitions. In general announcement, Great Depression. Nice. This also adds Road to Victory, which grants us plus 10% division organization and construction speed. Also, I'm currently building up a supply hub in preparation to invade Afghanistan, because it's gonna be fun, as invading Afghanistan always is. Alright, my supply hub has been built. We can invade Afghanistan now. Let's get going. Also, I think Turkey is still not guaranteed, because one of our focuses makes it so they don't get guaranteed. Let's bring the CAS can operate. Fine. I'll build an airport. Also, it's absurd that Iran is like 7 different air regions. That is so dumb. Japan, 1 air region. Wait a minute. They broke up Japan. Japan is no longer 1 air region. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up now. Alright, finally Afghanistan is ours. That was painful. But we did it, and that's what matters. Now, we must go and invade Turkey to finish our subjugation of the Middle East. Alright, let's invade Turkey. Grounded ship. The majority of our basic systems are online and functioning, as well as the more advanced systems. The remaining major systems to restore are the ship's engines, which have been saved for last. If we were to attempt to restart them without all our other systems online, who knows how large of a crater we would be in. That will give us Grounded Executor, which I believe will take off, yes, the rest of the Executor's debuffs. And then, we'll be able to go down here, which will give us the Star Dreadnought Executor, which will give us some bonuses. Alright, there goes Turkey. It wasn't really that hard of a war, it just took a little bit to grind through them. But with the power of CAS, anything is possible. Alright, with Turkey down, we can now go down to global dominance. It's a little bit of a quick jump. Alright, we now have Phantom Menace. How nice. Which means it is time for us to prepare to go to war with some of the other powers on this planet. To start, I think we should go invade the Axis, as they are relatively, they're going to be the easiest for us to kill. The Allies are going to be a little annoying, but we can get to them later. So for now, we should start by invading Bulgaria. Bulgaria is ours. The Axis, they weren't even in the Axis yet, so we can just freely take them into our empire. Very nice. Now, I think we should invade Romania. That would invoke the British and the French's wrath, though. But if we invade Yugoslavia, that will allow us to invade Romania and Yugoslavia, and hopefully not have to deal with the Allies. And even if we do have to deal with the Allies, I have 26 new divisions training, so, we should hopefully be fine. Alright, to war with Yugoslavia and Romania. Alright, and with that, Yugoslavia and Romania have fallen to the Empire, and gives us a significant portion of the Balkans and Europe as a whole now under our control. Now, as for what to do next, I think war with the Axis is still a good idea. I do want to get my 26 more divisions, or like, Probably around another few armies worth of divisions out before I go to fight the Germans. I also need to finish, or I need to get rid of my deficit of mobile artillery. They're very good. They give me where are they? Here they are. Plus 93 soft attack for my divisions, which gives them a rather insane 235 soft attack for my base infantry. It also gives them some a little bit of armor, which is really nice. But it is rather expensive. Okay, we are going to give the Soviets Bessarabia, because we'll just get it back later. It's fine. For now, we're going to focus on dealing with the Axis. We'll deal with the Comintern next, probably. Planetary government. We've conquered enough of this planet to throw away our facade. We will reveal that our goal was to bring order and unity to an otherwise chaotic planet. All are welcome to the Empire. Hungary demands Transylvania. Or what? You're not getting Transylvania from me. You want to bring me into a war with the Axis? That's the plan already, schmucko. Alright, now that we've done planetary government, we can demand submission from a bunch of people. But I think we shall justify a war goal on Hungary for daring to demand my territory. You shall die for that, Hungary. Alright, Hungary, for your insolence, I declare a war on you. Actually, wait, I think, yeah, I have war goals on literally everyone on the planet. Cool. But now, Hungary, you shall face the wrath of the Empire. In a bit, I need to actually, grind down you and your allies' forces first, because you are quite scary. Oh, and our planes are just slaughtering them in the air, by the way. Turns out futuristic space tech does, in fact, beat German 1941 aircraft. How shocking. Uncle Sam, are you sure you want to send me Lend-Lease? I mean, okay, man. You do you. And the Germans are going in on the Soviets. That's not a very good idea, Germany. I just want to, let you know, pal. Especially now that I have an entire new army ready. And as soon as we finish them out in Greece, we shall make a grand offensive into the Axis and try and end this war. Stalin would like to invite me into the Comintern. The Soviet Union, working with Darth Vader. That sounds incredibly funny, but no, I'm sorry, pal, I can't do that. Alright, their strength bars are looking a little depleted, and I have aerial dominance, so let's do this. It's not a ton of green numbers, but with CAS, I'm sure they'll start to change rather fast. Yeah, there we are, we're breaking through in Hungary. Alright, there's the Italian Civil War. We can give them our Italian territory. And we should be able to make a rather quick push towards Rome. There's not much defending it. And we are uppercutting into Germany rather well. Oh, there goes the Polish puppet they had. Alright, we have taken Berlin. The Axis shall soon fall. If just a little more, Germany shall capitulate, hopefully. Yeah, they're 70% of the way towards capitulation. Just a little more. We've also cut off a ton of their troops over here on the Eastern Front. Which is, very bad for them, obviously. And the Germans have capitulated. Great success. This means we can carve up a good amount of Europe. The British, as always, creating the worst physically possible border gore, because that's what the British do in life. I will take the entire Polish Navy. Alright, I think that's a pretty good peace deal for us. Yeah, there we go. We have taken a absolute... Ooh. You know what? Yeah, I'm down to be in the Allies. Oh, the Axis still exists. Hitler got left alive. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. Well, obviously, the first thing we're going to do now that we have, British are guaranteeing you, I don't really care. I'm in the Allies. We're going to go invade Denmark. Oh, Germany got called in on that. Well, we're getting our territory then. That also means, the Germans don't have their navy. It's unfortunate. Also, what the hell kind of German republic is this? Oh, they're independent. Well, I think we're going to do what I like to call a pro-gamer move here and invade them before they get into a faction. I can also establish the European Oversector, which is quite nice. Alright, Spain actually willingly decided to submit to us. So they are ours now. How about Portugal? There we go. The empire grows. How about Portugal? Are they gonna accept? They will kneel then. We will bring them to their knees. Go, stormtroopers, we shall crush them. Alright, I'm just gonna demand submission from everyone I physically can. We'll deal with everyone else in a bit. But let's just see what everyone says, figure it out, you know? Okay. So we now have a ton of puppets across the world. And we have to invade a bit of South America, though. That's doable. Yeah, Honduras, like all the most miners submitted to us. Did Switzerland submit? No. They're gonna pay dearly for that one. Alright, we're gonna invade the Soviets now. We're gonna deal with them. Also, quick side tangent, because every one of these videos needs a side tangent. I just got an ad for Polymarket. So since I'm watching YouTube on my phone right now because I've been waiting for divisions to train, so I have enough men to invade the Soviets. Anyway, it was this guy saying like he dropped out of Team USA in the World Cup because they were only paying him 20 million. I'm sorry, that annoyed me on a unique degree to where I had to mention it. Gambling ads, they are truly a plague on humanity. Anyway, let's go kill the communists. Alright, the invasion has gone quite well so far. We've pushed into the Soviets a great degree. We've only lost 200,000 in comparison to their 2.3 million. And we're rather consistently gaining ground. We also have complete aerial dominance and have just utterly annihilated the Soviet Air Force. Alright, it's the second day of recording this. I realized in between now and the last session that I did not set the audio tracks up properly, so there's probably not going to be any game audio for the first half of the video. Sorry about that. I'm probably going to apologize at the start of the video for it, but I'm going to also apologize now so you can, have my dumbass reaction soon after I found it out, Alright, wonderful. Anyway, I'm going to go back to being balls deep inside the Soviet Union because I did not make collaboration governments. Because I am an idiot. Well, Japan is dead. Well, that's not my problem. Oh, my god. Finally, the Soviets are dead. It took forever. Kids, this is why you do your collaboration governments, or you will have to invade, like, all the way past the Urals. It's not fun. But now, the Galactic Empire has taken a large part of the planet for itself. I believe that's all. No, I didn't take Mongolia. That would have been bad. But yes, look at that Galactic Empire. Now, if I were a lazy HOI4 YouTuber, this is where I'd end the video declaring that we have won. But I am not a lazy YouTuber. So I'm gonna go conquer the entire world. Oh my god, I have to fight the Allies. Look at the fucking... This is gonna take forever. Alright, here we go, UK. I declare war on you. Let's do this. Launch the naval invasion. We are now going to be at war with, probably about half the world. Oh yeah, we're already at war with the Americans. So that's gonna be fun. Alright, naturally, there is absolutely no one defending the British Isles. Alright, with that, France and the UK have capitulated. Oh, that's a motherfucking naval invasion. Oh my god, I hate fighting the Allies. Anyway. But yeah, that's France dead. So the Allies have lost, a good few of their majors. Only America remains, and we are currently marching our way through Mexico to get to America. How joyous. Damn it, China declared war on Tibet, which has brought me into war with them. I was not ready for that. Fuck. Okay. Oh, we just need more men. We're finally nearing the East Coast. Soon Washington shall be in our hands, and glorious victory will be ours over the Allies. The Chinese are, pushing into Siberia. Fortunately, though, I have 106 new divisions somewhere. I don't know where they are. Not here. These are Haitian divisions. I don't need them. Here they are. I'm gonna ship them off to Siberia, and, I'm gonna ignore it. And I'm just probably gonna invade through Southeast Asia, because that's easier. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to looking at America. Also, Brazil is whatever the hell this is. They became a major, so I had to go kill them. But America is nearly dead. They're, 77% towards capitulation. Taking New England should be enough to push them over the edge, I hope. Okay. That's the Allies capitulated. That took like an hour and a half. Oh my god. But they are defeated, which means we gotta go deal with China now. And then Japan. And then I think we're free. I think that's everyone. I hope. Alright, and with the Treaty of London, the world now looks like this. The Empire is truly large and in charge, man. A lot of these guys are also my puppets. Sure, that's neat. Alright, at long last, China has fallen beneath the Empire. Now we just need to annex all the land. Alright, this is the new borders. The Empire has nearly conquered all. There might be a few independent nations still sitting around, like in the island chains here. I'm not gonna bother invading them. I'm just going to invade Japan, then I'm gonna use the consul to annex everyone, and we're gonna call it a day. So just one more invasion, and then victory shall be the Empire's. And there goes the last of the world's powers. Japan has fallen. And with that, I believe everyone except like Thailand is now ours. And I'm not gonna go invade Thailand. I feel lazy. I'm just gonna, annex all. Well, it doesn't annex my puppets. God damn it! I have to go around and annex my puppets individually. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, with that fair amount of cheating, the entire world is mine. The Galactic Empire has brought Earth under its fold, and glorious victory is ours. So, thank you for watching. If you, enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll leave a link to the mod in the, description of the video. Yeah, that's about all. See ya.